Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you to this wonderful, I know it's going to be a wonderful lesson where we are still looking at math, the applicable bit of math that is in business, and where you apply these different concepts that we're looking at and those concepts that you've heard of before. So, we are going to be today. The notes are attached on this very lesson you're watching. Below there is a document you can download. It is called Depreciation and Appreciation. That's how I named the document. So today, in the first place, we're going to look at depreciation and appreciation, and to continue, we'll look at a little bit of hire purchase. Yes. First of all, when I talk about depreciation, what do I mean by the word depreciation? Okay. Depreciation, as you can see, depreciation is the loss in cash value, of items such as, let me write it here, depreciation is the loss. Let me try to increase the size of my letters. Is the loss in cash value. Is the loss in cash value of items. Like such as machines. We're talking about cars. We're talking about name them. There are very many values. Phones. You can talk about laptops. You name them, all of them. Okay. Let me add on laptops or computers, etc., and so many others. So when something loses value, what do we mean by depreciation? They wear out as the value of the items decrease. The more you use that item, it wears out. In other words, if you today you bought a phone, okay, and you started using that phone, the more you use it, it is going to wear out. Okay, there are some things that become old. Some things are going to rather you're going to lose some. If you load very many applications, you find that the phone will become slow. Not so. You'll find that there are very many things that will be attached. You may find that the mouse space or anything, okay, is not that good. So by the time you'll be able to sell that phone, you cannot sell that very phone on the same price you bought it at. Okay? So if you're selling the phone, you must put into account the wearing out, the value of wearing out. In other words, the cash value that is lost while it is wearing out in the due process of using that very phone. Okay? In depreciation, we use a formula known as, you remember the formula for compound interest, where we have amount. In depreciation, we use amount is equaling to principal into 1 minus r over 100 to power n. Here, at least we've already used this method, but for compound interest, there was an addition here. Okay? But for depreciation, we always use a subtraction sign in between. Are you getting me? We are going to see them when we get to examples, okay? For depreciation, it means that that good or that item is going to lose the value. I'm talking about items like cars, okay? A car will automatically lose value. The more you buy a car and you start driving it, by the time you try to sell that car, you cannot sell it at the same amount you bought it at. Okay? This means that you will be selling that car at a lesser price than the price you bought it at. Okay? So that's what we call depreciation. We put into account the wearing out of the machine that you're using. Okay. Now, so we'll have what we call the opposite of depreciation is appreciation. What is appreciation? Appreciation is the increase in cash value. This is the increase in cash value. The other one is the decrease, but this one is the in of any item. This is the increase in cash value of an item due to, let me add on something, due to, there can be two reasons as to why an item can increase in cash value. One, there are very many factors, but one of them is due to scarcity. I don't know whether you understand when I talk about scarcity. Yes. Due to scarcity or other factors. Okay? An item can increase in value due to scarcity. Okay? Due to scarcity. When something is scarce, in other words, it's not in abundance. There are very little. It is in like there are very few things that are about of that item. In other words, they are not in abundance. Okay. Now, when I talk about scarcity in this case, let's look at an example. When you buy maybe a phones that are out of the market that are not usually seen. Okay. If you happen to buy a phone, let me say you've bought an iPhone and they are off the market. Okay. If you have an iPhone, which iPhone is the latest iPhone? What is it? Pro Max something. That's what they have told me. Assuming you bought Pro Max, okay, and they are scarce here. You can buy it at it can be at 2 million, okay? You buy it at 2 million, and then due to its scarcity, if they are not easily seen, you can even be holding it for a week, and someone comes to you and tell you, let me give you 3. Because they are scarce, they are not seen anywhere. Okay? So that product will have appreciated. In other words, it will have added some cash value. A good that we normally know that appreciates a lot is what we call land. Okay? It is not there, or it is very rare for you to buy a plot of land at 7 million and you sell it at a lesser price. If you buy a plot of land at 7 million, trust me, you or not, if you're not selling because of problems and other things that can come in, other factors, the land that you bought at 7 million can be sold at 8, 10, 11, 12. That's why very many people are investing in real estates. Okay? Even in building houses, there are very many things that are scarce. Okay? The land keeps on appreciating. Keeps on appreciating. So the formula for appreciation, we use the same formula as amount is equal to principal into 1 plus. The difference is here. Plus R over 100 to power n. There are two formulas, but they are differ. How do they differ? This one is addition. For depreciation, it is subtraction. That is the only difference. For something to appreciate, the formula for appreciation, if you can observe very well, it is the same formula with compound interest. Okay? The same formula. They are the same. In other words, if something is to appreciate, you have to look at its the formulas that we are going to use. So today in our lesson, we are going to be touching these two things. To depreciation, here we are looking at the loss in cash value or the decrease in cash value of an item or items such as machines, cars, name them, laptops, phones, etc., etc. But here, when you talk about appreciation, it means the increase in cash value. In other words, something is going to gain more value. Okay? As you know that land is gaining value each day that passes. Land is going to keep on appreciating. It is the only good that I know, which is the best example of an appreciating good. Okay? Here in Uganda. I don't know how about other countries, but I think here in Uganda it is the best. Land keeps on appreciating. You cannot buy a plot of land at 5 m and you sell it at 4 m unless when you have a big problem that you need to sort out. In most cases, you sell it at a higher price than how you bought it. Okay? So, depreciation and appreciation. That is it. That's what we have to look at. Okay, so please, I want to see through the chat room. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your submissions. I want to hear if your questions. I want to hear your questions if you have any. In other words, please keep on talking to me. I read the chat room very much. That's why I normally move here and read through this chat room to see whether you people have something to tell me. Okay. So, allow me to look at some examples here. At least here I've tried to explain. And when you look at depreciation, the subtraction sign. Then for appreciation, we look at the addition sign of it. So these two things must be there. And you must accept that for depreciation, the increase in cash value of a product will happen if the depreciation is the decrease in cash value or the loss of value, the loss in cash value of items such as cars, phones, and name them. Okay. So allow me to proceed with examples here. As you know, that time is not up this ally, and we are going to look at examples here and there. Yes, we are going to look at examples. You've seen the formulas. The difference between the formulas are the signs. That is addition and subtraction. So let us look at examples. Example number one, I'm writing the example here on the whiteboard such that you don't say that you cannot see. Katamba bought a modern radio cassette. Katamba bought a modern radio cassette. Katamba bought a modern radio cassette at shillings. $508,000. And it depreciates each year by 15%. So this radio cassette modern is going to depreciate each year by 15%. What was the value? What was the value after? Can I get another marker? What was the value after? These ones are not. What was its value after? Those ones are not. What was its value after? What was its value after? Value after 4 years. What was its value after 4 years? So here we have the example that Katamba bought a radio cassette at shillings 508,000 and it depreciates each year by 15%. Then what was the cash value after 4 years? They wanted to find the value of that radio cassette after the 4 years. So remember our formula, the formula that we looked at here. You have to look at the solution. Let me use this blue. Solutions. So here when I'm solving this, I'm going to say amount, the formula is equal to principal into 1 minus R over 100. This is the formula for depreciation power n, where P is the principal, that is the amount of money that of which they bought the radio, not so. R is the what? The rate. And N is the what? Time. Another person can put T here. It is okay. Okay? So let's continue. Here we are. So the value of the radio cassette is going to be 5. It's going to be 58,000 into 1 minus 15 over 100 to power 4. Because they have told us that what was the value after 4 years. So the time is going to be 4 years. After the period of 4 years, what will be the value of that radio cassette? So A is going to be, I need another marker. So A is going to be, allow me to use a black marker. I think the blue one has also slowed down. A is going to be 5. Please don't you think that I'm trying to put colors into my work. So this is going to be 1 minus 15 over 100. What do we get? 0. Power 4. I told you that you first deal with the bracket before you include the power, okay? What is 1 minus 0.14? What is the answer? Here, 1 minus 0.15. 0.85 power 4. What is 0.85 times 4? Rather, power 4. 0.85 power 4. Then you multiply times 5 something. Yes. What is the answer? Two 6,517 9.15. So I'm bringing the final answer here. Let me hope you have the same answer there. The same answer. So this is 265,000. Not so? 265,179.175 shillings. Okay? Therefore, what did they ask us? The value
after 4 years.
Therefore, the value of the radio cassette will be after 4 years. After 4 years. After 4 years will be, then you put this amount there. Okay? Will be shillings. Will be shillings then it is 265,179.175 will be shillings, that amount. So that will be the value of the radio cassette. Thou. So now you have supposed to know that for depreciation, it is the loss in cash value. Something is losing value in cash. That is it, as far as depreciation is concerned. So, after looking at an example of depreciation, I want us to go very fast and we look at another example. I don't know whether I should give you time to write down, but you should be fast. You should at least try to be fast because time is not our best ally. A plot of land So, okay, this is what we are trying to look at. We are trying to look at the loss in cash value and the increase in the value, cash value. That is in terms of appreciation and depreciation. Whenever you hear those two terms, know that they are talking about something to do with appreciation and depreciation. So, I want to continue with another example. Should I change this name to Mzee Katamba? Katamba here. Okay. So now this is what we are supposed to have for example 1. I don't know whether we are good to go. So please, you can send your questions on the chat in the chat room. I'm going to be reading them. Nanono Kavuma. I've seen here there is Iraborot. Naushad. Okay. You have sent your answer here and it is correct, very correct. Yeah, thank you. Now, so allow me to continue with example 2. If you want to get the questions, please go back to the to the where the lesson is. Below there is a folder you can download for the questions. That was example 1. Please, you need to be faster when writing down. So let us look at example 2, because we must look at these examples before we go for another topic. Today we are not necessarily looking at one thing. No. Example 2, they are saying that a plot of land is valued at 700 at shillings 700 millions. Okay, they say if it appreciates appreciates at a rate of 10%, 10%, at a rate of 10% per annum, full stop, per annum, no, let me put a comma, estimate the value after 4 years. Estimate the value after 4 years. Estimate the value after 4 years. That is example 2. So they are telling us to estimate the value after 4 years of a plot of land that is valued at 700 million. That is the value now, okay? So they want to know how much it appreciates after 4 years. They want to know how much it increases in value after the 4 years. You remember that for appreciation we use the formula principal into 1 plus R over 100 power n. For appreciation, the sign here is positive, and for depreciation, it is what? Negative. That is the only difference. Come here and say the value is going to be the how much this thing was valued. Now, to avoid these things of having very many zeros in your questions, okay? You can just choose write 700. You know that the 6 zeros are inclusive, but you calculate using the 700, okay? You say 700 into 1 plus 700 million, okay? Into 1 plus the rate is what? 10 over power 4 after the 4 years, okay? I don't want you to think that it is 4 years always. No. Some people may think they automatically ask at 4 years. No, because we've used the 4 years in the first question and 4 years in the second one. It depends on how the question is set. So I'm using 700 million into 1 plus what is this? 0.1 power 4. So what is amount is equal to 700 into 1.1 power 4. Can you give me the answer? I mean, give me the answer. 1.1 power 4, then times 700. One, you read the digit per digit. 1, 0, 2, 4, 0.87. Now, the amount is going to be 1024.87 times 1m. You know why I'm multiplying with 1m? Times the 60 zeros that we left there. Okay? So, such that we get, what do we get finally? As the amount? 1,0,2,4,8,7,1,2. The 2 zeros go, not so. And 1, 2, 3, 4, remain with 4 zeros.
Yes.
So that's where we are. How do we read this amount of money? Is it 1 billion? No, someone is saying maybe. This is 1 billion. 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 trillion, 1 billion. 1 billion, 24 million, not so? Then 870,000. 1,024,000,000. That is the answer. Nabatanzi Rehema. Yes, your answer is very correct. Keep it up. So the plot of land is sold, that is the value of the land. You see that for appreciation, the value must increase, the amount must increase, but for depreciation, it decreases. You go with therefore, the land will be estimated at, you put in the solution. Okay? So that is the answer for that case. Here there is a point. Some people may think that why there is a point there when I look at this, and here there is a point. That's why we are multiplying it with 1 million. Because I neglected 1 million. I didn't want to have very many zeros in the first working. Okay? But you can even write 700 million there. Now, Shad, yes, your answer is very correct. Now, if something is appreciating and the other is depreciating, now I'm going to leave you with an exercise, but the exercise I will give it to you later when I'm almost going, because today I want us to look at two things. At least I want us to get into higher purchase by today. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to example 3. I think it is the last in this segment. Let me look at example 3. I think it is the last in this segment. But you people, I urge you to do as many examples, because I'm going to leave you with an exercise. I will upload the exercise in the group. I'll give you the exercises, the questions that you're going to do. I will share them, and I will be waiting for your solutions. Examples. We are still looking at examples. We are looking at example 3. But I think this one, if you looked at compound interest and you understood, these ones are not so hard. Not so? Now let's look at example 3. Also have a look at it. Find the rate at which an item, find the rate at which find the rate at which an item, find the rate at which an item valued at shillings, valued at shillings 24,000, we depreciate to shillings 16,698, 16,698. in 5 years. In 5 years. In 5 years, they want us to find the rate at which that the an item that is valued at 24,000 will depreciate to shillings 16,698 in 5 years. Remember, for depreciation, we use the formula A is equal to P into what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Power N, like that. That is for depreciation. We've been given the principle, rather the principle also, and the amount. You see that we begin with the amount. What is the amount? 16, because it is going to depreciate, okay? The final amount, the final value of the item. All together there. Into 1 minus R. We are looking for R. Over 100 power 5. Are we there? Tell me, what am I going to do? I can first of all remove this side because it is multiplying the whole thing. Not so. I can divide it with both side. That is the 24,000. Not so. So if I scan here and say 698 divided by 24,000 is equal to 24,000 divided by 24,000 5. I divide by 24,000 on both sides. And this one goes with that, and this one will come. What do we get here? Tell me what you get there. Give me the answer. 16,698 divided by 24,000. What do you get? 0.6957 I thought that you were going to tell me 0.609. Don't read like that after a decimal. After decimal, we read each digit on its own. 697. Some people, you can go to the petrol station and you say they are 0.994 liters. That is it. Okay. This one goes with that. Remain with 1 minus R over 100 to power 5. Now, what do we do to remove 5? What do we do to remove 5 on this side? I mean, what do you think we do to remove that 5? You apply log. Sure. But there are very many ways of removing 5. You can choose to multiply with power each side with 1 and 1 over 5, if it on each side. Can you see that? I don't know whether you can see that. Okay. So this is going to be 0.69575 power 1 over 5. You see that? That is the fifth root of this number. Is equal to 1 minus R over 100 power 5. Also, multiply times 1 over 5. This one is multiplied with 1 over 5. This 5 will go. I've removed the 5. You see that? But how do you remove the 5? By dividing it with another 5. But when you multiply it here, multiply it this side as well. Okay? So what do we have there? We have 0. What do we get when you find the fifth root of that? If you don't know how we get the root, just get the calculator. You can get the calculator here. Here is the calculator. First, put on number 5 here, like this. If you put 5 on the screen, there is a button here, which has, it is in yellow. The letter is in yellow, but it is, the word is in yellow. root of x up, there is x here. There is x there. It is in yellow. It is on this button, the button that has this thing. Okay? So you say, if you want to use the letters in yellow, you place shift, because shift shows you that yellow letters are the ones that are used. Now, so shift, then you place that button. It will come on the screen like this. Okay? There you're finding the fifth root. Okay? Because according to the laws of indices, if something is like this, if you have a to power 1 over 5, this is the same as a to power 1. This one comes here, and the 5 comes there. Okay? If you have a to power 3 over 2, this is the same as a. The data that is up comes here, and when you put a root, the data that is down comes here. Okay? In other words, this is a square root. So the 1 is here and the 5 is there. That's why we are finding the 3 root today. Okay? If you have a to power 5 over 4, it is the same as a to power 5, but you're looking for its fourth root. Altogether, the data that is down comes here and the data that is up goes on the letter, on the number rather. So here we are. What is the fifth root of? You put in the number 0.695575. Close the brackets. It will be 0.930016. I've tried to increase at least the decimal places. Not so? Is it what you have? So these ones will have gone, and we'll have this side 1 minus r over 100. Not so? So what are we going to do there? Multiply. What is happening to 1? Can't 1 go the other side? You see that? 0.930016 minus 1. 1 is becoming a negative. Not so? What do we remain with in this side? Negative r over 100. Then here, when you subtract, what do you get? I want to see the chat room, what people are giving us here. What do we have? Negative what? People are not saying anything in the chat room. Negative 0.06 98 9984 9984, like that, is equal to negative r over 100. You see 100, you can multiply 100 on both sides. What times 100 times 100. So this will become 0.069984 times 100 is equal to negative r. Not so? What is the answer? Times 100, I've multiplied with 100 here and there, and this one has cancelled with this. Negative 6.9984 is equal to negative r. Then, can you try to cancel the negatives? You see the negatives are going to cancel, okay? By dividing with negative 1 on both sides. And we remain with the 6.9984 is equal to r. So this one is roughly 7%, okay? But don't round off to the nearest figure. Just say, therefore, the rate is 6.9984%. That's what they were looking for. They wanted you to get the value of r. And how do we get r? Is by calculating. Mathematics, you must understand when you have this. If it was an unknown that was up, then we would have applied logarithm. Okay? we apply logarithm if it is the unknown, like when you have n here and you want to find n, yeah, then you apply log so that the n is blocked. Okay, but if it is the number that is up, you apply indices. Okay, you can multiply here with a 1 over 5, but you also multiply it on this side. As simple as that. So, if there is any question there, please. Please, if there is any question, you can share with me. Please, in mathematics nowadays, avoid rounding off to the nearest figure. Maybe after that, you can write it below, but always round off to at least the 4 decimal places. At least, when I say at least, it means let the list be 4, but they can be 5, 6, 7. Oh? But let them don't exceed. Let them don't be less than 4 decimal places. They can be. Don't put it at 2 decimal places or 1 or 3. But you can put it at 4. You can put it at 5. You can put it at 6. Okay. Okay. That is called premature approximation, and you can be penalized for premature approximating a number. For approximating a number prematurely. So avoid those things of approximating numbers prematurely. Such that move on very well. Okay. Now there we are. You are now waiting for my exercises. I think we've looked at depreciation and appreciation. Now I want to take you through higher purchase. You've been hearing these things of higher purchase. Have you heard about them? I want to take you through higher purchase. Okay. I want to go to another example or to another thing that we must look at today. I told you today we must look at two things. We look at appreciation and depreciation, and we look at higher purchase. We must look at all of them today. Don't know whether we still have some more time. Yeah? 40. 40. 40. Higher. Higher what? Purchase. Higher purchase. As you hear the word higher, not this high, yeah? High, but higher. To hire something, not so? So higher purchase. How do we define higher purchase? This refers to means of buying an expensive commodity or buying expensive commodities by making a deposit payment, or what we call a down payment. Okay? You make a deposit payment and then pay the balance in installments. Okay? You make a deposit payment. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me first write the definition. This refers to means this refers to means of buying expensive commodities by making a deposit. You first put there a deposit. Other people call it down payment. Okay? And the balance is paid in installments. And the balance is paid in installments. In other words, these installments can be, and the balance is paid in installments. The installments can be monthly, i.e., monthly installments. The installments can be weekly. Are you getting me? Or annual. You can even, the installments, they are supposed to be 2 L's. Installments. The installments are paid annually. You can pay them weekly. You can pay them monthly. Or you can decide on your own. You can say, let me pay after every 3 days. But installments, okay? Installments, you pay in installments. But the common ones are monthly, weekly, or annual installments, okay? Now here we are. This hire purchase is used to purchase expensive commodities because we've realized that some people normally don't have the purchasing power to buy very expensive commodities. Let's give an example of these commodities. An example of them are cars. Okay? If you need to buy a car, like I myself, if I'm to buy a car, I would go, put in a deposit payment or a down payment. They give me the car, I start driving, and then I'll be putting their installments, whether monthly or annual. It depends on the on the offer they will give me or the offer that I will request for. Okay, then I start paying in installments. Okay. Another thing can be a TV. There are people who don't have that guts of buying a TV at once. In other words, by paying cash. There are those ones who don't have that money. They need to get the TV on hire purchase to watch their soaps and so on. So you go there at the shop, but you must be trustworthy. Some customers are not trustworthy. You try as much as you can to be trustworthy that you take back the money in installments. So hire purchase price is equaling to the formula for hire purchase price. Hire purchase price is equaling to deposit payment plus the total installment payments. Not so? Installment payments. In other words, we get what you deposited first, and then the total installments, what you've been paying in installments. That is the total hire purchase price. That is the hire purchase price. In other words, how much you bought an item. So it is equaling to deposit payment plus the total installment payments. You must be knowing these things. At least I want you, by the time you go back, if you're passing by the border people or those people at your village, at your home, when they're arguing, what is hire purchase? Yeah, at least you can come out and tell them, no, confidently, hire purchase means this and this. This is mathematics that works in business, okay? That's why we call it business mathematics. At least if you've not done any higher purchase, you've heard of a person who has made a higher purchase. Not so? At least I know that this is very common. I know that many of you haven't bought anything in your life, but at least you've heard about people who have bought. Like me, I have told you that if I'm to buy this, like that. Some of you, if you need to buy a computer, a phone, some of you may not have even the money to purchase a phone. Not so, or some of the people. Let me not use you in particular, but some of the people, if you don't have a money to buy a phone, you can go there and make a deposit payment. Then you start paying the installments. Okay. Now, on whether the product is given to you after paying a deposit payment, that one depends on the agreement that you make with the person who is selling. But I think it should be given to you, then you pay. Not so? But the person can choose to tell you, no, you leave it here until you finish. Are you getting me? Yeah. If you're not trustworthy, or if the person cannot trust you. So, here we are. We are going to look at some examples here. Let me hope we are together. I want to hear. So I'm looking at senior 3 comments, but can't see any. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Uh-huh. We are going to look at examples here. You have those notes there below. You can download them and write them down with the questions, and then you try them out. Let me look at some examples in as far as higher purchase is concerned. Let's look at some examples in as far as higher purchase is concerned. The first example, the market price of a refrigerator. Example 1, the market price of a refrigerator. The market price of a refrigerator is shillings 500,000. Shillings 500,000. Full stop. A customer can either pay cash, for which he or she is given a 5% discount. Now that some people, whenever you pay cash, they give you a discount. This discount is put there to attract more customers. Okay, it's given a 5% discount, or you make a deposit payment, of shillings 50,000 and 12 monthly monthly installments of of shillings of shillings 45,000 of shillings 45,000 each month, full stop. Find how much a customer comma part A pays by cash, part B pays by hire purchase terms. And part C finally find how much a customer would pay more by hire purchase than cash. What more could the customer pay by hire purchase than by cash? So you need to be So the max price of a refrigerator is 500,000. A customer can either pay cash, for which he or she is given a 5% discount, or a customer can make a deposit payment of shillings 50,000 and 12 monthly installments of shillings 45,000 each month. Find how much a customer pays by cash. Question B, find how much a customer pays by hire purchase terms. Then part C, find how much a customer would pay more by hire purchase than cash. So we need to try out those questions. So that is the question. Others are the questions that we're going to look at here. A refrigerator, the max price is 500,000. Then if you pay cash, you're given a 5% discount. But if you cannot pay cash, you're given a chance to make a deposit payment of 50,000 and then pay 45,000 for each month. That is for 12 months. Not so? Here we are. Let me try to do these examples here for us. Okay. Now, I want to clean this and I use it. Okay. Okay. If the market price, what is the first part asking for? Pays by cash, not so. How much this person is going to pay by cash. So what are you going to do? Part A, we are looking at the solutions. If this person is paying by cash, how many minutes are we left with? 23 minutes. Sure. Good. Okay. Paid by cash. If he pays by cash, is given a 5% discount of the cash what? Of the market price. Okay. So cash. What they're asking for the cash price? Cash price is going to equal to 5% of the market value. What is the market value? Market value. What is the market value? What is the market value? Like that, 500,000. Not so? So these two zeros will go. And what is the answer? Tell me the answer. Tell me the final answer. Sure. This. There we are looking for the, no, here we are looking for the, what? For the discount. But if you're looking for the cash value, it should be 100 minus 5. Not so. If you're directly looking for the cash value, not so. Over 100. Here we are directly looking for the cash value times 500. I was looking for the discount there. So this is going to be 95 over 100 times, because someone was paying me 25, and it couldn't make sense. It cannot be that much, rather that little amount. Of which part B? This is the cash price, not so. What is part B requesting us to find? Higher purchase what? Price by higher purchase. We say that higher purchase price is equal to deposit payment plus total monthly install and see. What is the higher purchase price then? It's going to be equal to the deposit payment is 50,000, not so, plus what is the monthly installments? 45,000 times 12. This one you must first multiply it, because they said for 12 months, not so. So here we are going to get 50,000 plus, what is the answer there? 45,000 times 12. The answer is 54, rather 540. Plus this, we shall get 590. So therefore, this is the higher purchase price. Therefore, the higher purchase price is this much, is 590. By the way, this is, you must put this into account. higher purchase price must be higher than the normal price. Out there, it must be higher because someone is supposed to wait for you to bring the money. You must pay for that patience. Are you waiting? Are you getting me?
Yes.
So you must pay for that patience of someone wait for you. You give with your simple small money, you give your small money like that. So that's why we have more amount for higher purchase. And for cash price, there is a discount at least that is offered. Cash price, there is a discount. But if there is no discount, the cash price will be the market price. Out there.
Yes.
So now how can we get, I think here you can get the what? The final answer. What was the final answer? What would pay? Find how much the customer would pay more by higher purchase than cash price. What do we do? We subtract what and what? We just subtract this minus this. Not so. How much a customer would pay if he had paid on cash on higher purchase than he would pay on cash. You get this minus this, and you get your answer. Very simple. Sematimba, yes, I can see your answer. Sematimba Emily, the discount is 25,000. Nantumbwe Halima, yes, I can see your solution. Sematimba Emily, I can see your value for part B. And you can tell me the answer for part C. The solution for part C. What have you got? Part C. Naushad, she has 11,000. 100,000, 115,000. Not so? It is 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. Tell me whether that's what you're getting as well. That's what Naushad is having. Sematimba, she has the same solution. I think we are together there. That is for higher purchase. Now, whenever you hear about higher purchase, you know that someone is buying. Higher purchase is deposit payment from plus total installments. Not so? They can be total monthly, or they can be total weekly, or they can be total all the installments they have told you. It depends on the installment they have given you. Now try to download the. How many minutes are we left with? 15. Nabatanzi Rehema has the same solution. 115,000. Yes. So here we are. I want to give you, here I'm going to do only one example. And I give you a number to try out. Then after, I'm going to send you some questions about depreciation and appreciation on the WhatsApp group. For those of you who are not in the WhatsApp group, please request that there is Shadia. She can always send you the what? The link, and then you join through the link. She's called Shadia Nanyozi. Nanozi Shadia. Okay. Okay, here we are. A motor company had an advertisement as shown below. Those of you who have downloaded the notes, you can see that advert. That advert, now we assume that it is in newspapers. And you read that advert very well. Then you calculate, someone calls you, hey, as a student of senior 3, come and help me. How much do you think I'm going to pay if I choose to buy a car from these people? 48.5 M. What's that? 48.5 millions. Not so? Hmm? Mhm. So I'm rubbing off this and I put the question. EER. EER is the exercise for the, not for the runners, for the readers. Readers. Those who read. Are the ones that will find the exercises easy all the time. Put it in blue. Hey, advert. I must make sure that it is colored in. EER. EER. A motor company had an advertisement as shown below. A motor company had an advertisement as shown below. Are we here? The advertisement is here. Is a terms. What is a meaning? Cars made in Japan. Made in Japan. Yes. And made, we change that food made in Uganda. Okay. Cash value. Cash value. Cash value. Gonna put on cash discount. If you pay cash, they give you a discount. Not so. And then higher purchase. Higher purchase. Uh, uh, Cash value shillings 48.5 millions. Then the discount 8% of the cash value. Cash value. Then higher purchase is deposit. Deposit 60% of cash value. Deposit 50% of the cash value and pay 7 million and pay and pay 7 millions and pay 7 million per month for 3 months. For 3 months. Sorry, but must be in a boundary. Right. This is an advert in a newspaper. Okay? See? These days. So that is the advert. As you can see, that is the advert. What is the question? Someone may not even know that there is a question. Calculate the savings they make if he bought a vehicle by paying cash rather than rather than higher purchase. You know this question is the same as the other question. Rather than higher purchase. Rather than higher purchase. Okay, there we are. Calculate the savings. Savings is here. Savings they would make if he bought a vehicle by paying cash rather than higher purchase price. That is the advert. I don't know whether it is clearly seen. They are not clearly seen. Is the terms. So this is the exercise. Made in Japan. Oh, here we are. Deposit 60%. But these questions are also there. The platform. Share them in the group. Share. There we are. So that is the exercise that you people are supposed to do. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that, unless someone has a question. How much could he save? The money that he could save, it means you first get the money, the cash price, then you get the higher purchase price, then after you subtract the two, and you know the savings you would make. So I beg to leave it at this, and then we shall proceed from there, inshallah, when we happen to meet. So let me wish you a blessed week, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay.